So I had no video idea for today, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Just show up. I'm here today. I just showed up. Even when I didn't have a concrete topic in my mind, even though I didn't know exactly what I was going to say or how I was going to say it, or the path in my mind was not 100% clear, I just showed up anyways. Because most of the time, especially on those days, you're not going to have every single day where you feel 100% motivated and productive to do everything and you feel on top of the world. That's not going to be the case every single day. So for the days where you're feeling low, for the days where maybe you're just feeling amazing, but you just don't have the ideas in your mind, just show up. The same way you have deload sessions in the gym, sessions where you just show up, but you just do less than you usually do. You just do the minimum. You can apply this to life as well. You can have days where you just show up and just do the bare minimum. And the bare minimum could vary from person to person, but it's basically the same thing. So here's what you're doing. By showing up, you're creating this chain of habit. You're not letting yourself slip away from the habit. Just do that 1% of the work that you need to do, and the rest will come in time. Showing up is so important because it just reinforces the habit in your mind of everything that you want to do. It keeps the ball rolling, and that's the most important thing, because that's when momentum starts to help you. If you keep stopping, if you keep taking breaks and interrupting your workflow, it's going to be hard to build up this snowball effect and this great momentum. So you just have to help yourself by not stopping, by just going every single day. So I went on a 12K run yesterday, and I got to the point where my legs are breaking down. So instead of stopping and taking a break, which I know I didn't want to do, I slowed down to my minimum pace. The minimum pace where I'm still running, I'm still jogging, but I can kind of recover and I can kind of pick myself back up again. By doing that, not only did I actually finish the 12K without pausing at all, but I also felt better by the end of it. By the end of it, I still had a little bit more to push. I could have went a little bit longer, and that's because I controlled my pace. That's because I went slower, and it's not bad. You don't have to sprint the entire time. You can't even, if you go on a 12K and you're sprinting the entire time, 2 kilometers in, you're dead. 2 kilometers in, you can't go anymore. Your leg's broken, your shins are cramped up. So I feel like learning to pace yourself is so important with anything, with sports, with your work. Just being like, okay, this is where I'm usually not the best, so this is where I'm going to slow myself down so that I can go faster later on. Instead of taking a break now and cutting the workflow and taking a hit to my productivity, to my consistency, I'm going to just slow down a little bit, take it down a notch, just so I can go further and keep going. So sometimes that is the only thing that you need, is to just show up, nothing else. As simple as that sounds, sometimes it's the answer for everything. When you're feeling kind of tired, when you're feeling unmotivated, when your mind is just not as sharp as it was yesterday, just do that one thing, help yourself in that way, just show up. Because I promise you, once you do show up, the workflow is going to come back to you. You're going to remember the things that you were supposed to do. You're going to kind of pick up the pace again and the consistency that you once had. It just takes a little bit of time. It just takes a little bit of pushing past this transition phase that you have in order to get your flow again, to get your rhythm back. Because once you are in the flow, everything is easy. This could be showing up in the gym. This could be just showing up in front of a camera, recording videos. This is kind of similar to the concept of doing the bare minimum. So sometimes you just do the bare minimum. Instead of, if you're tired of running, for example, and you want to keep the habit of running, you can just do the bare minimum run, which is like a kilometer, which is like 500 meters, just a little bit, just to keep the ball rolling. If you know you want to do push-ups, instead of striving to hit 20 push-ups immediately, 50 push-ups, 100 push-ups, just do one push-up, a single push-up. And that's the thing, you might think that's unproductive, but it actually is, because you keep one push-up is one step closer to your ultimate goal. And sometimes it's easy to get caught up with the maximum and everything that you want to do, but that's when you have to ask yourself, how long do you want to go? This is a marathon, it's not a sprint. It's how far you can go, and it's basically last man standing. If you have a marathon, the worst thing to do is to sprint from the very start, to go all in, to just try to finish the laps as fast as possible. Because what's going to happen, you think you're going fast, you think you're progressing fast, but then you have to stop, because then you take a hit, your body's breaking down and you just can't take it anymore because you gassed out so quickly. So instead of sprinting and not controlling your pace, control your pace. Sometimes the more you slow down, the faster you end up going. The more you try to speed up and try to get everything done at once, the more you actually slow down. So pace yourself. You might go faster on a couple of laps, you might go slower and then faster again and then slower, but that's the process. Sometimes when you're slowing down your pace on a run like that, for example, you actually enjoy the things, you actually enjoy the run more. So yes, you're making less progress, but you enjoy more, you see more of what's happening. So that's what it's about. It's like a graph like this, you speed up, you slow down, you speed up, you slow down. Sometimes you go faster, sometimes you get more done, sometimes you get less done, and then it just balances itself out like everything else. So the one thing to do is just be the last man standing, and the way you do that is by pacing yourself properly. Learn to show up every single day, even though it's not your best performance, even though you don't feel the best, you just show up, and then you just let this momentum take its role, and you keep the ball rolling every day. So sometimes all you need to do is just show up. I'm Dan, I make videos like these every single day. If you like these videos, then subscribe, and I have a free Discord in the description, check it out. So the world is yours, you got this, bro.